Hey, before we start the episode, I want to remind everybody, man, we got one of the biggest radio shows in the country, syndicated in almost 100 cities, all over. Shout out to iHeartRadio. All right. Some of the latest cities that we've been able to add, man. Want to give a shout out to 93.9 The Beat in Honolulu. That's right. Hawaii. We over there going crazy. I also want to give a shout out Hot 98.3 in Tucson. Shout out to Tucson going crazy. Also want to give a shout out to Wild 94.1 in Tampa. Going crazy. We just got Richmond. We also just got the good folks in Bakersfield at Hot 104.7. So we're going crazy on the radio with my partner James Andre Jefferson Jr. for the Bootleg Kev Show. So make sure you tune in and you can listen anywhere on that iHeartRadio app. That's right. Let's get into the interview. Yo, it's the Bootleg Kev Show, man. We got a special guest in here, a living legend. One of the greatest rappers that ever lived. One of the greatest moguls in hip-hop history. Ricky Rose is in the motherfucking building, man.
Huh.
Ross, what up, man?
You already know what it is, man. We here live.
Hey, can I have you
flesh.
scoot this way a little bit just so we get you in front of the mic a little bit? I know we're going to be tight. Me and you going to be tight, but we got to get... You brought a special guest with you, man. I'm going to let you introduce...
Most definitely, I brought the motherfucking living legend, the street legend, the one and only Nino Breeze. I'm talking about before TikTok, my nigga was trending in the federal penitentiary, staying solid, making his music. You know, and I began to hear about his dream and the plays he was making and shit. We all was patient, and when he came to the crib, voila, here we is.
Nino, you're from St. Pete.
St. Pete.
I lived in St. Pete for 3 years.
Okay, then. I remember when you was out there.
Yeah, I used to live in the Emerald Point Apartments.
On 4th Street.
On 4th and 73rd, which was like very sketch.
Yeah. I ain't gonna lie. Like, a lot of home invasions happen though.
For sure.
Like, dudes move out there thinking they out
The whole time
the
I
way.
lived in Tampa, that's where I lived.
Yeah,
and then,
yeah.
You know, obviously, shout out to the Salems off of 18th. Used to go get my gyros cracking over there.
yeah.
St. Pete's the shit, though.
They shut that one down. It's like they opened a new one. It's down there still on 18th though.
Because there was like one by a Walmart, I remember.
They pushed it to the side a little bit. It's still there though.
So how did you? Because obviously you've been getting money in Tampa forever. You've been fucking with the Tampa Bay, St. Pete area forever. How did y'all initially just end up kind of connecting?
Well, when I was in, like Doc Dawg said, when I was doing my Fed bid, you know what I'm saying, I was still doing my thing with the music, even behind the wall. I still, you know what I'm saying.
How long were you sitting down?
I was going for 5 years this last time. You know
when did you get out?
I got out March 28, 2022.
Oh shit, okay.
Yeah. So we just over 3 years. But while I was in there, I cut into a nigga named Kano.
Okay.
And Kano was a good friend of Ross. But even when he was locked up, Kano still was involved with the music, just like I was involved with the music. So you know, we stayed locked in, and when I hit Turf, I would always send him my music. And he was playing it for Fat Boy, you know what I'm saying? So like once he heard the music and he seen the grind, he was already familiar with a nigga makeup. You know what I'm saying? So we just locked in for now.
Ross, how tapped in were you with the area? Because musically, like, that area has a sound. It's called Juke. Like, the Juke movement is so big out of Tampa. Like, you know, you think of guys like Cristal and Tom G and obviously, you know,
Say Baby.
Yeah.
Rated It All.
Lil Key.
The list goes on.
Strizzo, you know.
I'm gonna tell you, like, even before that, I was tapped in with Tampa when niggas was screwing music.
A lot of niggas don't know Tampa was on that early.
Oh, for sure.
Tampa was on
said some shit
screwing
just
music.
then.
Listen to me.
He said some
I
shit just
remember
then.
them niggas was screwing music long time ago, years ago. You know what I'm saying? And I remember when one of my homies from Tampa, nigga used to pull up on me, real nigga, solid nigga, get money, and he used to be shit. I'm like, what the fuck is this, nigga? And he was like, boy, this that. I'm talking about we was jits. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Tampa always been unique with their sound.
Yeah.
You know, we always fuck with them, so shit. Here we are. It only makes sense. My nigga got a unique sound. Ain't nobody else gonna sound like Nino Breeze. Then the way he actually rhyming and rapping and putting words together. You know what I mean? He got something to say, so I fuck with it.
Nino, what would you say? Because obviously it's got to be a big deal to have someone like Rod Wave, one of the biggest rappers on the planet, representing St. Pete. Because St. Pete's always kind of been like, you know, like the afterthought of the area. When you, because people nationally, they don't think of St. Pete. They think of Tampa Bay. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But St. Pete is its own place. That's where the baseball team is at. Its own downtown, its own politics, its own like vibe, everything. Like, but they have Rod Wave kind of put on like for real. Like
Yeah. Rod definitely doing this thing, and it's like with me having the opportunity that I got. You feel me? Like if I can get my foot in the door and bring a couple niggas with me, I just think that's always been a dream of mine. Just taking what I'm familiar with, the shit that I growed up seeing, and putting it on that main stage and bringing it to the forefront. Cause I feel like we got a lot that we could bring to the game if that happens.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It just wasn't always realistic for us. We didn't always have them opportunities or them outlets.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But that shit opening up right now.
Yeah. Ross, talk to me. Obviously, man, the legacy that MMG as a label has in hip hop is so insane. I was just listening to Self-Made 2, like I was just listening to Power Circle, whichever Self-Made that was on. Was that Self-Made 2?
The square root of a kilo is me, nigga.
But like, obviously, I feel like you've been doing this entrepreneurial shit, open up wing stops, doing car shows. I mean, you've been doing so much over the last few years. You and Meek dropped a really underrated project a couple of years ago. How important is it to like, because you're not the type of person to just sign somebody just to sign somebody.
No.
Like you're very self-aware of the legacy that MMG holds. So like,
better believe it.
how important is it to keep that legacy going, and what was it about him that kind of like, makes sense with the lineage of the label?
I just felt like where music was at, Nino will be needed more now than ever.
Right.
It's time for that real nigga vibe to step back to the forefront, and speak for the street niggas. You know what I'm saying? And shout out to all the niggas who shining right now doing their thing. I love it. But most definitely, we need niggas with that certain cloth. That's gonna represent for where I'm from, real niggas, Florida niggas, street niggas, and regardless, wherever you from, you know what I mean? Dog gonna talk that shit and put it away that real niggas can appreciate it. So no, I'm not signing niggas just to be signing them. I'm not even excited by 95% of this shit out here. You gotta show me that you really gonna go get it. You know what I'm saying? What niggas really hustling? What niggas really want more than the norm? You can't be subpar, you can't be average. If you are, that's what it is. You know how many niggas done came and left in the game in the last 5 years?
Facts.
You know how many niggas blowed up?
8 or 9 years.
This what I'm just saying.
I think
period.
from the SoundCloud era to now,
I'm just saying,
been
you know
a lot of microwavable
you know how many niggas
careers.
done took off, and that shit is like, and we not laughing at no nigga situation. We just saying it's niggas that take all the way off, but you gotta maintain that shit, man.
Yeah.
Just accept the challenge. Do it for the challenge.
Right.
Even if you don't give a fuck about it, do it for the challenge. A lot of shit I do just for the challenge.
Yeah.
That's what inspired me. That might be that bottle. Thank you.
Cyrus, you want to grab that?
Thank you.
Best bubbles.
We got some Bel Air.
Y'all got any cups?
Yeah.
We celebrate.
Let's grab these.
Yes, sir.
I like that you getting that money, Kev. What this is?
Slapwoods.
Slapwoods. How much?
Guys
how
from
much?
Houston.
Shout out to Houston and Slapwoods.
My H-Town guys,
how
man.
How much them niggas spent with that shit?
I'll tell you off camera.
That my nigga love.
Good guys though.
Shout
and also
out.
I actually smoke some Slapwoods, so.
You already know I smoke high tolerance, but we do business with everybody.
Yeah.
So shit, fuck with us.
Talk to me, Ross, about obviously, there's so many errors to your career. Do you feel like, a lot of people would get to your position and then we've seen a lot of people kind of kick back, you know what I'm saying? We don't hear from a lot of people. Every once in a while they'll go get that Dubai show bag, they'll pop in, pop out, but like you're when it comes to the kind of success and wealth that you've been able to build in hip hop, Ross, and outside of hip hop, what is it that still keeps you motivated to continue to just put up shots and continue to just try new shit and continue?
Shit, I just told you, it's the challenge.
It's
yeah.
You love the sport.
To me, of course, that's what it is. It ain't just about the paper, but you got to realize it. When it is about the paper, let's say you a young nigga and your dream was to be a millionaire. When you become a millionaire, it should be the challenge of hitting 10 that push you to the 10. Once you hit 10, it should be the challenge of the 100 that push you to the 100. Then once you get 100 million, shit, I could pull off 500 million. You hit 500 million, oh man, I could taste it, I could smell it.
Right.
It's like a bitch laying on her back and that pussy shaved pretty. yeah, I could taste it. I know I'm gonna hit a bill, but that should be the challenge.
Right.
It's no particular number. You know what I'm saying? So when you making music and you a nigga that really love to make music and you still got shit to say, you might have a nigga or two to diss. You might have some shit you just want to rep, some shit you want to rep for, some shit you want to speak on behalf of your city, behalf on the real niggas that can't say nothing. I'm going to say this for them. That's the shit that should make you want to keep making music.
Yeah. Do you feel like for you, the sport of the rap shit has finally kind of been... Because you obviously jumped into the arena with the Kendrick Drake shit that happened. Do you feel like the sport has been like reignited with what has been going on the last year or so?
I'm not just gonna say, reignited, but I felt like, that was something that was necessary. It was something that, the streets needed, the culture needed. Let's clarify this shit. Who gonna really step up to the forefront?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But anything other than that, it's not too dramatic to me, Do some niggas make it more than what it is they could,
I just felt like it was very like you said, it was kind of like a palate cleanse where it was like, oh, we got to really kind of dissect what people are saying in their lyrics real quick.
Yeah. Let's do that. Fuck all the metaphors. No, let's just get down to business and see what's really happening out here.
Yeah, 100%. Could you? I'd heard. Now you can stop me if I'm wrong. What was the root cause of the falling out with Drake? Was it someone that told me it was because of the way he had treated French on a record? Is that?
I mean, I spoke on that on the record I released. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, fuck that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Did y'all got classics together?
If it's real niggas, if real niggas gonna stay real, that's it. You know what I'm saying? Was it something really deep? Nah, fuck that though. But if you pussy, you pussy. If it's real, it's real. And that's what it is.
Could that ever be something you could ever see, like you guys talking it out? And you guys have so many classics together, such a long history together.
You never know. If a nigga send me a bottle of Luke Bel Air, especially the white one, you
the
never
white
know.
Bottle, yeah.
Yeah,
the white bottle
go for any of these young niggas out here.
Especially if it's a Magnum.
Send me a white Bel Air bottle and I'll take a picture with you because that white Bel Air bottle is you know what I'm saying?
Yo, can you break down, because it's so crazy. We talked about that Power Circle record. You've always had such a great ear. One of the greatest ears ever. When it comes to beats,
see when I put Kendrick on that record,
yes,
back then,
you put Kendrick on Power Circle alongside the whole label. Stally,
I'm down.
Gunplay.
I'm down in Miami, all the way on the other side of the map. But it's just certain things I could watch. It's certain things that I understand. And when it come to music, I believe I got a vision for it. That's it. I've been watching and studying that shit since I was in the first grade. You know what I mean? So it's certain things that I can see. You know what I mean?
So you just kind of knew with the Kendrick thing, because at that time he was bubbling, but I felt like
he was a new.
At that time, you were like, MMG's the hottest fish grease,
and I was like, I understand who this young nigga is right here. Come get on this record. Let's all rap on this record. And it's not about now. It wasn't that he was huge. It was for the sport.
Yeah.
It was for the sport.
I'd like to give a shout out to Gunplay for having one of the greatest verses of all time.
Gunplay always
Cartoons and Cereal.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
No, Cartoons and Cereal is different. Oh my god, Cartoons and Cereal is fucking different.
Gunplay got a lot of.
He got off on Kendrick on that.
What did he say? It's all I can see now.
Yeah.
I will not be Nina.
Yeah, he went in on that.
Oh yeah. Shout out to Gun. How's Gunplay doing, dog? One of the most underrated rappers of all time.
No, he not. Niggas know what time it is.
No, I know, but I'm talking about when it comes to the big talks, he's underrated, bro.
Niggas know what time it is with Gunplay.
Bible on a dash.
Yeah. My nigga still getting his shit together.
Yeah.
They got a cuss for so.
That Triple C's album was hard too. Very slept on. Hey, shout out to my bookie, man. Look, the NBA Finals are coming up. The playoffs are in full force right now. So many ways you could bet. If you want to get in on the action, go to mybookie.ag right now. Use that promo code BOOTLEG when you sign up for that first deposit bonus. That's important because you're supporting the Bootleg Head podcast, and you're going to get that bonus to your account when you are a new member and you sign up. Go to mybookie.ag. So many different ways you could bet. So many different ways you can get in on the action. You could do player props if you think, I don't know, Shea Gilgeous-Alexander is going to have over 31.5 points in a game. Hammer that. You think Luka's going to ball out. You can hammer that. And of course, you can still bet on your futures for the NBA Finals. And of course, it's baseball season. All right, NHL hockey still going on. So there's a lot happening. You could get in on that action, plus the full service casino, blackjack, roulette, all that. Sign up mybookie.ag. Use that promo code BOOTLEG for that first deposit bonus up to $1,000. That's right. Also want to give a shout out to our family at Blue Chew. That's right, baby. You can get a month's supply for free of Blue Chew. Go to bluechew.com right now. You just pay $5 in shipping, and Blue Chew is, man, it's a lifesaver. Let me tell you, all right? Fellas, if you need your situation to situate a little bit more, let me tell you, Blue Chew will make it happen. Same active ingredient as Viagra and Cialis. It's going to have you with that extra pep in your step. You're going to be very hard, you know? Yeah. Erectile dysfunction's a thing. You know, whiskey dick is a thing. Blue Chew handles it. This is the best part about Blue Chew. You get it delivered right to your door discreetly. Discreet packaging. It's chewable. Save active ingredients is Viagra and Cialis, like I said. And you don't have to go to a doctor's office. You handle everything online, bluechew.com. Try it right now for free for a month. Yes, bluechew.com. Head over there. You just pay $5 in shipping. You'll thank me later. Your wife will thank me. Your girlfriend will thank me. Hell, sometimes you just pop a Blue Chew and rub one out just for fun, you know? Anyway, let's get back to the interview. When it comes to your ear, though, Ross, like, there was a few artists that almost came to MMG. A couple of West Coast guys, Dom. I know you were talking with Nip, potentially. And then I know the Wiz thing was kicked around, because I remember when he got on the Super High remix. Right. I remember I was stoked, because I was like, is Wiz about to be on MMG? What is going on? Like, how close specifically was the Nip thing from like, I know you know he obviously gave you a lot of love. He said he fucks with Rick Ross because he's teaching Wealth, and I know you guys have such a long history, but how close was that actually to becoming a thing? And
you know what, this is something I just want to say, because I be seeing niggas on podcasts speaking on such old shit, trying to recant, and I don't be knowing how to feel about it. What I want to say is, all the names you said, these niggas to me were already icons. The same way I say Nino Breeze, because I already know, I have a feeling. You understand? So niggas was already gonna shine. I was just able and in a position to make music with them at such an early stage.
Right.
You know what I mean? So Nipsey was another nigga that I already felt was an icon. In my mind, he was already huge.
And it's not like you were,
to a lot of other niggas, he was younger. You know what I'm saying? So that's what it was. And I remember us just talking about, both our ideas.
Right.
I'm a nigga that's inspired by you sharing your ideas. So anytime I sat down with any of these niggas, it was really, they had their ideas already. I had ideas. We just sharing ideas. We just going back and forth. Let's exchange numbers. Nigga, let's stay in touch. You know what I'm saying? So that's what it was. Shout out to Dom Kennedy, R.I.P., the Nip. The marathon still continue, you know what I'm saying?
What?
Wiz, I flew him. I flew Currency down. I told them niggas really just come down.
Currency was another one, yeah.
Yeah, I flew him down. And both of them niggas was already shining.
Oh, and they were obviously killing the mixtape game at that time.
I just said, come down here, let's smoke some good weed. I got a good weed plug.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They flew down, nigga, we jumped in the Benz and we just went. We went, smoked weed, got tattoos, shit like that. Nigga just ate good, real nigga shit.
Yeah, no, it's crazy because I feel like you're one of the only artists who had a label, who did it the right way, where your approach was always like, I want people to be bigger than me. Like,
I would love it.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, I feel like a lot of artists, they'll have their homies or they'll sign artists, but they don't ever want, if they're super active, they don't ever want like their artists to overshine what they're doing, if that makes sense. But I feel like yourself, and then I feel like you kind of laid the groundwork for a guy like Gotti to have CMG, because Gotti's kind of taken that same model and just ran with it.
Facts.
So, yeah, no, it's been dope to see, man. Are you working on new music, Ross? Like for yourself?
I am. All you niggas get ready, Ricky Rose.
Because we haven't had a Ross album in a minute. Obviously, you and Meek dropped, but
right. And for me, it's all about the motivation. And once again, it's the challenge. Nino Breeze being here, spitting that shit, me hearing hard shit, it gave a nigga that real inspiration. Other than that, I'ma just get fly every day and watch you niggas do y'all thing. But when I'm inspired, nigga, yeah, so get ready. I'm finna, you know what I mean, do what I do.
Are you still with Def Jam?
Of course not.
You had left Def Jam a while ago. You ended up messing with Gamma, right?
Yeah. Shout out to the team over at Gamma.
Larry. Shout out to Larry, yeah.
But the Empire Double MG, we doing it. all the way from the bottom to the top.
That's what's up. Nino, can you tell me, like, the first time you are in the studio with this guy, what is that experience like? Because I can only, like, I just hear, like, the way this guy, he's a savant. You know what I'm saying? He's a goat. So I can only imagine, like, being in the lab with him had to be, were you nervous? Was it a vibe?
Nigga say, were you nervous?
No, it's just a natural vibe. Like, me and dog was already, hanging and banging, you feel me? Like, this shit genuine.
Right.
So, like, we had already hit the club together, got on the yacht together, big vibes, you feel me? So, like, this is my nigga for real. Everything natural.
Do you get some Wingstop gift cards when you sign to MMG? Do you get, like, is there
cash them in, bro?
Because how many locations is in there?
That's gonna go off face though. I'm gonna just walk in that bitch, tell them what I need.
Guys, I know you gotta have some in the St. Pete area. You gotta at least have one over there.
Yeah, we got the one. We got one on 34th and like 17th North, and then there's one by across the street from Largo Mall. I know about them too.
How crazy is it for you, man, just to see, like, the growth? Because you go in, you're gone for 5 years, right? So you get out, and it's like a damn near different place, bro. Like.
Yeah, I don't like it.
You don't like it?
No,
What you mean you don't like it?
They gentrifying it. The hood ain't the hood no more. You feel me? Like a lot of that gutter shit I'm speaking on, just my frame of reference, what I'm familiar with. It's like you go to my hood right now. There's white people walking their dogs and shit. The only time I used to see white people in my neighborhood, they was buying dope or taking niggas to jail. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, it ain't that part that I miss, but it's like, you just got like aunties and grandmas who grew up and they was used to working for the city, driving buses, whatever it is they do, and that was enough for them to
stay where they're at. Yeah,
that was enough for them to sustain themselves.
Now they're in Palmetto.
That was enough for them to like have a family get together,
Right.
look out for the jits and shit like that, and all of a sudden it ain't good enough no more. And then they don't have the skills or like the opportunities to like really get it together, so they just pushing niggas out the way.
Yeah, I went to Royal Rumble in St. Pete like a year and a half ago, and I was down in that area and I didn't recognize nothing. I was like,
different. I be watching my old music videos to try to remember what it used to look
and then I stayed downtown Tampa, like by Channel Side. What was the name of Big Chris's club at Channel Side? Asia.
That was my bar too. I used to go up in that bitch.
Bro.
It was a bar?
No,
there's a club called Asia. So I was out there with Oddsocks doing some shit. And they put
Do hoes drink more in the bar than they would in the club?
I don't know. That's a good question.
I ain't gonna lie. The bar motion, that's different. You getting straight to it.
I like the bar.
Yeah.
I'm a bar over.
Do we have a bar in Miami?
Definitely the Ghost Bar.
There's bars everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, now Tampa's blowing up though. Like Channel Side, I didn't even know where I came out of my hotel and I was like, weird, what is this? And then I realized I walked out and then I saw the Amelie, and then I started mapping how it used to be out in my head, and I'm like, oh shit. They got rid of all this shit.
Yeah, all that shit.
Yeah,
different.
no,
They don't flip, homie.
This shit is insane. What are you working on? Obviously, you got the new record out. The type of record has been going crazy for a minute, but the new record is going crazy.
Yeah, we got New Era 8 in rotation right now. That bitch doing it. You know what I'm saying? That's a little bit more upbeat. You know what I'm saying? That's that bounce. That's that swag. Well, you could just get in a different mode on that. Like you feeling yourself.
Yeah.
You coming through. But other than that, we've been going city to city on the Millennium Tour.
Yep.
A lot of times when I touch down in different cities, I tap in with these like freestyle platforms.
Right.
And like, just being really showcasing what a nigga can do lyrically. You know what I'm saying? And the streets tapping in, they fucking with the freestyles. So now we taking the freestyles and we doing an EP.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Some of the freestyles I did, I'm adding choruses to them. I'm adding second verses and the other little shit. And we're going to put that EP out there for them while I work on the next project.
How's the Millennium Tour been, Ross? Been good?
Oh man, we've been having a good time on that shit.
Yeah, we just
all them young niggas, they having fun. It's just a fun vibe. We just wrapped it up, performed the last show last night.
I saw Boozy was out there.
Yeah, Boozy, Plies.
I saw Chris Brown was backstage.
Chris Brown, and for me, just to watch my Nino Breeze run out there, man.
Right.
And get to shine on the same stage with them homies. That's what really inspired it from the beginning. And, going to all the markets, promoting the car show, promoting the brands, promote my nigga music. You couldn't ask for nothing else.
Yo, I don't know if I've ever seen a brand. I remember when Bel Air launched, and I don't even know if Bel Air existed before you. But
it did.
Well, I don't think anybody knew it
You
existed.
put it on the
before
map for sure.
Respectfully. But I say that to say that I just saw like a recent, someone had told me what Bel Air's worth recently. Shout out to my guy Will from Taylor Gang, Wiz's manager. We were having a discussion about alcohol and, Wiz has his McQueen under the same, umbrella. But then we started talking about just how big Bel Air is. And the amount of money that Bel Air is worth is preposterous. And I understand that you own a good chunk of that company, at least of that brand, right? Can you just speak to the levels of success that you've been able to reach with this champagne that is seemingly just like, it's the champagne of, like, no matter where you go, they're gonna have Bel Air.
It's the one.
I don't recall. Hey, look, this is what I'm gonna tell you. This is the #1 bubbles. And you gotta realize there are markets outside of the country. The brand ambassadors, the team, shout out to Brett, the whole squad. What you speaking on the value, I don't even have those conversations. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm one of those. Like when it come to anything that I'm doing, let's do it out of love. When it's time to discuss that, we discuss that. But other than that, of course, Bel Air was, before I ever became a brand ambassador, was already on this vibe. But
It changed, man.
it's most definitely in a good space. But it's the best. It's the best. Shout out to everywhere around the world. You know what I mean? France, Africa.
Outside of your career, you've invested in a lot of companies. Which one has been the most rewarding financially? Is it the Wingstops? Is it the champagne? Is it the massive mansion in Atlanta that gets rented out for movies? Is it the car show? We could go on and on and on.
I don't recall.
All of the above?
It's just, what you got to realize is, okay, Wingstops, once again, you start with one.
How many you got?
I don't recall.
More than 50?
I don't recall.
Nice.
I started with one. That's what's most important. The one is the most important.
Right.
We worked our way up to 10, 20, 30. And that's, at that point, it's not even about the numbers. You understand the challenge is still there. That's what I just said 20 minutes ago. It's about the challenge. Because I didn't come in the game and say, man, I want to own X amount of Wingstops. We just worked our way to it. Shout out to my team, my beautiful mother, my sister.
Yeah, I know your sister's, man. She's a champion, bro. She's a G.
Yeah. And so, we just hustling. That's what it is.
I love it, man.
And it's the challenge. It's the challenge.
I love it. For you, Ross, is there, when we think about MMG, the Wale's, the Meeks of the world, was there ever, can you kind of give me like, there was like this big misconception that you and Meek weren't necessarily seeing eye to eye. You guys end up putting this album out, kind of shutting all that up. Like, how much of this rap shit that fans hear about is simple like miscommunication? Whether it's some entourage shit or it's just, people, just because we don't talk for 6 months, people assume shit ain't good. You know what I'm saying? I'm assuming there's a lot of that. Oh, I got it.
You got to realize, when I used to see things, Meek Mill, Wale, a lot of that shit was straight
Right.
cap. You know what I'm saying? These niggas.
Besides them two together, because they had a thing together.
Yeah, these niggas will be in the studio, and then 2 days later, you see some shit. But that's what just, fuck that shit.
Right.
That's why you never see me really speak on that shit, because it wasn't even nothing to address.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We get in the studio, we come here, whatever.
Would you ever?
I may come in here one day and you don't have the white Bel Air, the pink Bel Air. Man, fuck this shit, Kev. I ain't coming back.
Right.
Hoes may say, Rose
Right.
went.
I only have the black bottle, Ross. That's all they had.
And you feel me?
Damn.
You feel me? And them hoes will make that into something, and it ain't even like that. You my nigga. You know what I'm saying? The homies. Them niggas really homies. If them niggas called each other right now, them niggas will come through for each other.
Facts.
If I call Meek right now, if I call Wale right now, it ain't nothing them niggas wouldn't do for me. Vice versa.
100%. One of the greatest mixtapes of all time is the Rich Forever tape.
Rich Forever.
How do we get this on DSPs, Spotify, Apple Music? I'm tired of finding because DatPiff's gone. So I'm tired of going on YouTube, finding all the shitty links.
I really don't want to do it.
Really?
Yeah.
I want Holy Ghost on Spotify for fuck's sake.
And the reason being is that was at a certain point, and I just wanted to do that for the streets. I had just released the album with Def Jam 6 months earlier, and I put that body of work together, and I was ready to release it. And I said, won't nothing come in between it. Even if it's the record label Def Jam, fuck Def Jam. I'm finna get this to the streets. This is what the streets need.
Yeah, you had John Legend on the intro of a mixtape.
Right.
That's
Rose.
That's insane.
That's Rose. Me and John Legend always been cool. Speed dial type shit. If I hit my nigga right now, hey, my nigga bless this for me, he gonna have that shit back to me, and you know what I'm saying? Like that.
You had this era where it kind of heated up prior to Teflon Don releasing, but like the Albert Anastasia era, I remember you had a record on there with Cool G Rap. Was it Knives? I'm trying to remember the name of the song.
Knife Fights.
Knife Fights, yes. But you had like used the mixtape game in a way that I don't remember artists up until that point having like a certified hit record that nobody could buy. Like BMF started on a mixtape.
Facts.
And then ended up on Teflon Don later. But it was kind of like the first time that had ever really happened where like, there were buzzing mixtapes people loved that, obviously people were downloading. But like, I feel like that was the first time where like a cultural anthem, the hottest song in the streets, was something that wasn't even out yet, but you had to go find a Z-Share link or a Mediafire link online, or go hit the DatPiff for
biggest.
What was that like, man? Can you just walk me through that era prior to Teflon Don? You putting out Albert Anastasia EP and just that whole
hottest nigga in the game.
Such a crazy time.
That's what Rose was, hottest nigga in the game.
It's such a crazy time.
That's when niggas was paying $200 for the verse. I was like, boy, this shit crack, man. Hold on, I hit them niggas back, man. hold on. You know what I'm saying? How this nigga for real?
No, I feel like that era of Ross, like you were the like once Teflon Don, there was like that 2 or 3 year run where it was.
No, it wasn't. It was longer than that.
I'm talking about where you're like, because at that time you were above Drake. I'm being serious.
You say 2, 3 years.
No. I'm talking about 2 or 3 year run as like the undisputed hottest dude in the streets.
In the game. Yeah, we had fun like that. And that's what it was for me. You know what I'm saying? Because at some point, as a boss, when you really got a boss mindset, once you achieve certain things, once you get your paper right, at that point it's for the sport. It's just like coming to a concert or something. It ain't no stress, nigga. It's just about what joggers you had on and what sneakers. Because this shit is for love. You know what I'm saying? You forget what you even charge these niggas to come do certain things. That's when you just text your sister, how much was this shit for? Yeah, this shit was cool. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, playing this shit automated.
Yeah. At some point, as a young hustler and as an artist, that's how I want you niggas to approach it. At a certain point, you put yourself in the position where when you doing this shit, nigga, you doing it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like you also got to have a team that you trust.
You got to have a team that you could trust. That's without a doubt. That's the only way. That's where the longevity comes in at. Because if you the type of motherfuckers who think you could fire someone every 6 months and continue to start over, you setting yourself up for huge failures.
For sure.
Not only that, you're not inspiring the rest of the niggas on the team. You got to show niggas the rewards of staying down, staying loyal, being committed. You got to let them know the possibilities, not the fake promises. but let them know the possibilities of continue to growing and possibly getting put in other positions as a reward for that loyalty.
Hey, want to give a shout out to our family at Hardin, man, for sponsoring that episode of the Bootleg Cat podcast. I just got back from Vegas and I picked up some goodies. All right, look, the number one dispensary in the world. When you're in Vegas, make sure you pull up. We got so much gas in here. Shout out to Hardin. If you're in Vegas, man, pull up to Hardin when you get in that taxi cab. As soon as you land, say, take me to Hardin. Follow them, Hardin_Las Vegas. Hardin Las Vegas, y'all. Shout out to them. Of course, we bang that Hardin, baby. You already know what it is, man. Want to give a shout out to our family at Oddsocks. Whatever you're into, Oddsocks has it covered, all right? The most comfortable socks in the world. By the way, those Happy Gilmore joints are insane. The Ren and Stempies, the Modelos. It's Modelo time. But the Monopoly. What are we doing with the Ninja Turtles? Also, they got your boxers on lock. They got your draws. Oddsocksofficial.com. Use the promo code BOOTLEG right now. You'll save 20% off. Let's get back to the interview. Nino, has there been anything you've been able? Because obviously you're I'm sure an entrepreneur in your own right. But what is just being around Ross this short amount of time? Is there any things that you've picked up that you're like, I can apply this to my shit, whether it's music, whether it's personal life, whatever?
The main thing it'd be like I was just then, you feel me? Like dog was taking off. I'm picking up what he putting down. It don't even always be necessarily about learning something new so much as reinforcing what a nigga already know.
Yeah.
Cause you know what I'm saying? Like the people that you be around, if they ain't on their shit, that could take you off your square. You know what I'm saying? So if you around nigga that's on it 24/7, 365, really 24/8, 25/8, you know what I'm saying?
Sacrifice too with that.
Yeah,
man.
it's gonna stay on your mind. It's just gonna be a little bit more like
It's one thing to be that too when you're coming up and you're hungry. It's another thing to be that way when you already.
Yeah, niggas just be like some people. Like I feel like me, I'm just permanently inspired. I've been through a long time ago. Like I'm always just I always got this thing to where like once you put me in the equation, like it lead to motion, it lead to shit going on.
Better believe it.
You know what I'm saying? Like I did all that fair time. You feel me? By the time I came home, my dogs wasn't making music no more. Niggas wasn't making beats no more. Niggas wasn't pushing. We had the clothing line going. We had the party promo shit going. Before I left, I revamped all that shit because it's just in me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like being around niggas who own it. It is like for me, that's more what I feel like.
We never crossed paths in Tampa. I was at Club Sky every Friday and Saturday. We was fucking getting it cracking out there, boy.
Yeah. I wasn't really fucking with Sky though. Like you said, I was at Asia.
Yeah.
You feel me? I was fucked up by Kennedy.
Sky. Oh yeah, Kennedy on Monday nights. Monday nights at Kennedy.
Blue Martini.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I was playing those cuts.
I remember I brought Troy out to Blue Martini for my birthday one year. Yeah,
I remember when he came. I don't think I went, but I seen him at the mall that day.
Yeah. I was there with him. Yeah. Shout out to the Blue Martini. But Kennedy on Monday was crazy.
It was that.
And then what happened? I don't know.
I don't know what happened to that. All that shit gone.
That's what happened to all clubs, though.
For sure.
Ain't no club that you'll ever know gonna last a lifetime.
Except Live.
Y'all niggas get rich, stack that paper, and when it's time to,
get up out of there.
Stick a move, boy.
100%. That's a fair point. Ross, what do you attribute? They say you have the best ear for production, and I agree. I feel like your ear for beats is second to none. I think you have the best ear for beats in hip hop history. I mean, there's a few folks up there with you, but I feel like you are the king when it comes to picking beats, when it comes to, just making these cinematic records that sound like, like movies when you close your eyes. Like what do you think the secret is to the way you're able to pick beats, man?
I think one of the huge roles in the way I listen to music is I don't close my door to no type of music. I could wake up in the morning, take a shot of tequila, listening to Gloria Estefan. You understand? Then we could go to Too Short. Then we could go to JT Money. It don't matter. I jump all across the board when it come to sounds. Listening in the backseat, whatever my mama and them was playing. It was probably Johnny Taylor. You know what I mean? So I just, whatever it was, down to the first instrumental I wrote my first verse to, which was Centipede. I believe that was Rebe Jackson. Yeah, y'all streamed that Rebe Jackson. That was really the first beat I ever wrote to. So It's just one of those things. I listen to everything. So once it's time to tap into a certain vibe, a certain element, we finna paint a certain picture. What's best for this background?
Yeah, because you would have, because, you know, Live Fast and Die Young sounds nothing like MC Hammer, which sounds nothing like Maybach music.
Facts.
You know what I mean?
Facts.
But you were one of the first like artists I can remember to pop with type beats on YouTube. There would be like Rick Ross type beats because you had that run where it was like BMF and MC Hammer and there was like a lot of these records that were the beats had a similar, like it was like, oh, that was an MMG beat. That was like a Ross beat. Do you remember when you got like, when you found that little pocket of like the trap shit and it was like your specific sound? Like,
I do. I remember, without a doubt. And shout out to the producers that was giving me that pressure.
Luger and Billionaire.
Yeah. Lex Luger.
So,
Shout out to Billionaire, the runners, all the niggas that was just giving me that pressure. Niggas know where I was at. I got something to prove. I ain't afraid to say it. I got something to prove. We finna walk in, take these niggas bitches, take all the money. That's what we finna come in. I need beats for that. And niggas send them to me.
and then it was a sound all the other artists started to chase. It was like,
Yeah.
it's crazy because them bitches like Front Street. They like that sound. It's real prevalent right now. You know what I'm saying? Like they want to get over like what was dog name who made Box Chevy? Is it D Gaines, D Rich or something?
you talking about Rich Boy? Wait, what? Box Chevy?
Nah. He make a lot of shit for G's and Ross and shit like that. But it's like that vintage trap
Oh,
sound.
you talking about the producer?
Yeah. That vintage trap sound. That shit like real prevalent right now. It's like you got some of those dudes being rediscovered.
Right.
And then you got these young niggas making beats that sound like that. You know what I'm saying? That shit coming back though.
Yo, when you I feel like your feature on My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy is one of the greatest features ever. It was so good that you shot your own music video to it, to Devil in a New Dress. You get that? Do you get that beat? Are you in the studio with Ye? And like just the idea to have you come in, it kind of reminded me how you came in at the end of. You have this fucking thing where you come in at the end of records and just set it off. Like what was the Maybach music that T.I. was on? Where you come in at the end? The one with Erykah Badu. Everybody
I
know.
believe that may be 3.
3. Yes. The way you came in at the end. Oh my God. But anyway, Devil in a New Dress. One of the greatest guest verses of all time. Can you kind of walk us through that and just like, did you know there was going to be like a bit of a pause before you finished the record off?
I did. Kanye played me the record. We was in a recording studio in Hawaii. Yeah.
I did.
A lot of different rooms. Jay had a lot of different things going on in different rooms, you know what I'm saying? You gotta imagine a nigga in the kitchen cooking, you know what I'm saying? It's cooking up dope, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. All the pots on, you know what I'm saying? And when he played it for me, I understood the magic right then. You know what I'm saying?
Were you like, because I feel like when you're in those situations, because everybody's working, like you said, you got to be kind of like he was saying, permanently inspired. You got to be like peak inspiration.
Yeah, you can't be.
Everybody's around cooking on this.
You can't
one
be
of the greatest albums ever.
You can't be a weak nigga. You can't be afraid. These niggas turned all the way up and they want it right now.
Right.
This ain't no, go back to the hotel and all that shit. Nah.
Now we need it now.
You can't FaceTime the niggas who be writing your raps, nigga. These niggas want it right now.
Right. Nah.
And I'm one of them type of niggas. Let's do it. It's too easy. I'm one of them. So he gave it to me. I understood the vibe. Shout out to that nigga Bink, the humble monster. I understood the vibe right there. Mike Dean was there. But Bink, he created the record, the beat. So once I heard it, it was one of those situations. I felt it right there.
You had said in a verse, you had ciphers with Yeezy before his mouth was wired.
Yeah.
Could you give me what was your first interaction with Kanye before we knew Kanye, I guess, if it was all the way back then, you know?
Yeah, it was just a nigga hustling, grinding. That nigga beat somebody been 2 stacks at the time.
Right.
Yeah.
At this time,
We was in the studio in Miami.
Because this is prior to Port of Miami, obviously.
This is before my album, of course.
Yeah.
So when I said that in the verse, that's what I was referring to.
Got it.
That's something that I knew he would understand. You know what I'm saying? We was talking about doing a lot more work, and he got in his accident after that.
Crazy.
So I'm like, damn, send my niggas prayers, boom, 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 boom.
I wonder, you have one of the most iconic callback records in the club. I mean, you got a few of them, obviously. I mean, BMF is probably, you know, top 10 hip-hop club record of all time. But
Arena record.
I mean,
Arena
insane. Shout to Styles P, too, who we got to give love to.
Believe that.
You know, a lot of times his verse doesn't get played because it's a long song. Your Kobe line on Stay Schemin'. Such an iconic line. Did you ever see Kobe after that? Did Kobe ever acknowledge like that he had heard that? Because I know you've been courtside. You're around.
I don't remember. But Kobe always was a cool nigga.
Yeah.
And I'm sure if I did bump into him, he would have knew what the vibe was. He would have knew that was a nigga speaking for all niggas in that situation. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't an attack on bruh at all. It was just one of them things. This for all niggas. You know what I'm saying? That's something all niggas still apply, and that's why in the venues right now they still go crazy. You wasn't with me shooting in the gym.
Oh my God.
That was just for real niggas everywhere.
100%.
Yeah.
Tour just wrapped up. You got a new song out. Is there gonna be a mixtape coming? You're just doing the single thing?
I'm doing an EP.
EP coming.
On the project.
Yeah.
Ross' new album's on the way.
Rose, I'm most definitely cooking up. Maybach Music, we turned all the way up. The car show, June 7th. Get your tickets.
This is
right
at your
now.
house
Rick
still?
Ross, this at the Promised Land.
Yeah.
That ain't just a regular house.
I know.
Let's not confuse the kids.
I know, but this is your estate. This is where you rest your head.
Right. This is at the crib, 55,000 square feet mansion on 300 plus acres. I'm opening the gates. Get your tickets, rickrosscarshow.com, because it's gonna be crazy.
What is the drawback though about having shit at your house? Like, you know,
Ain't no drawback.
nothing, because you don't got to rent a venue, right? You just
No,
probably gotta
it
get
ain't,
some
no,
permits.
it ain't even about that. It ain't even about the venue. It's what make my shit special. It's not in the venue. When I go places and you in some shit and you
Right.
looking at cars, I want to be outdoors. I want to be free. I'm an outdoorsman. I love horses and buffaloes and shit like that. I'm a cowboy.
And pears.
On the low. That's why I bought the mansion in Houston, because I'm really a cowboy. It's 10% cowboy in me. But I want to be outdoors. I want to look at the cars, eat the food, do what I do, vibe, and be outdoors. It's nothing like that. It's not. Shout out to Craig Jackson. I just had a FaceTime with Craig Jackson, Barrett Jackson, through my homie 57
Barrett Jackson
Freddie,
is insane.
2-3 days ago. Yeah, but I want to be outdoors. To me, that's what make my
Can you
situation
ride a horse?
unique. Of course, Rose can ride a horse.
Nice.
What you mean?
I did it once. It was nervous.
Nah, man, you got to take your bitch on a horse outback. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
You got to take a.
Well, listen, we got to wrap this up. Ross, I appreciate you pulling up. Nino, we're gonna have you do a freestyle. Is that cool? We got time for that? No freestyle. Oh, they asked me about it yesterday. Ross, you gotta go. You can stay. Is that what we're doing?
No, we got.
I don't know what's happening. Everyone's gotta go. Rose, Nino,
Hold on,
appreciate you.
I got a question.
Yeah.
How much this shit grossing every year? Tell me.
I'll tell you off camera.
Come on, man.
It's a 7-figure
This
business.
the business part of the interview.
Between like the
I'm
radio
proud
show
of you.
podcast.
I love it.
Yeah, we're doing well.
No, let me tell you, I love it.
Thank you, brother. Everything's going well, man.
You're a solid dude.
Thank you, brother.
Been solid.
Thank you, man.
This ain't just new. For anybody that's just starting to watch, I've been knowing them many years earlier in my coming up.
Yeah, you knew me when I was
always
a
been
runt in
solid.
Las Vegas.
Nah, nigga, you always
At
been
KVEG.
solid. I fuck with you.
Back in the day.
And I'm proud of you.
You know,
what I'm saying?
He was supposed to be my first radio interview ever after Triller came out, and the afternoon jock at the station at the time in Phoenix hated and took it from me because I was just doing weekends.
They were supposed to.
It was at a Virgin. You were running around with Brian Sampson at Def Jam back in the day.
He said, "Nay, boy."
And yeah, but look, Ross, man, you're one of the greatest of all time. Nino, you're talented as fuck. St. Pete's in the building. Bootleg Cat Pod, man. You already know we in here. Come on.
Boom.
Quick break. We want to give a shout out to our new sponsors at Slapwoods. The only thing we're smoking around here, Slapwoods, because they slap. Go to slapwoods.com.